It's a Sunday NFL game day. What does that mean? New York Jets talk and maybe bringing back a familiar face. We get into it all right now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're fucking wrong!
Hey everybody, Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Every.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We're one day away from the New York Jets and San Francisco 49ers kicking it off on Monday Night Football. And today is a full NFL Sunday, and I can't wait for it. No one better to join me to talk about some of that and New York Jets and preview the 49ers game and O-line injuries and all that other jazz than my old man himself. The Esden Zone Hop on Pop starts right now here on Sunday, September 8th. Welcome, Father, to the program.
Hey, now, the wait is over. Here we go.
Finally. I can't wait. Someone asked me, I think it was yesterday on the show, about it might have even been on the show, it might have been off the show. I can't even remember. It was Jake Asman. He's the one who asked something about like Sunday traditions, like food and things that to do. And we normally have this, diner commitment that we have on Sundays. But I said one thing that I miss is getting subs with my dad and watching football. Get some nice roast beef, some nice spicy mustard, some dirty chips, the kettle chips, which are terrific in a cold Dewey, and saying cheers and going on for a crazy game of football, a day of football. So, like I said, I told him, I'm going to have to somehow work that tradition back into the mix and try to make some adjustments because I'm getting hungry just thinking about it, quite frankly. Yes.
Yeah, me too. I'll tell you what. We'll at least relive that one Sunday this year coming your way in October.
Ooh, oh yeah, that's true. I can't wait for that. That's going to be an absolute doozy. So let's get right into it. There's a ton to get to here on the program. But before we get to our topic of choice, I was trying to get this ready before the show, but I couldn't get the royal theme music ready because, we had a lot of stuff going on. But there is a reveal. We got there to an exceptional new emoji yesterday. So I have no drum roll. I have no royal music to play like I was going to with the royal trumpets playing. But it's time to unlock a new emoji, or reveal a new emoji, rather. And Philium, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. FL Phil 98. This emoji is now unlocked. You can also just type in the colon and then Philium to get this one. Thank you to Snowball for cranking this one out. This is our brand new emoji available to FL Phil 98. Congratulations. You guys can use this. A guy that deserves to be immortalized and always reading his New York Jets poems to all of us. And hopefully he can continue to do that throughout as well. So shout out to Philium. That's amazing. And one more reveal, Father, as we're going through here. You already have your emoji unlocked, which, by the way, is Papa Green right here on the chat. Very nice. We still love that one. And you guys can use all of those. But a new request came in from our guy, Uncle Tio VR, on the show. He said, can we get some sort of an emoji countdown so we could get ready for the next one? And we can, and we will. Booyah! That scrolling ticker right there is our next emoji countdown. We're 39 members away. And Terrence, you're on deck to be unlocked for that one. So I'm very much looking forward to it. We are 39 members away, and I want to make sure I make that very clear. So a quick update on that banner. And here we go. Again, 39 members away. For Terrence being on deck. And
I think
that.
Yeah. As you trot these out, I think this is the first time for various reasons that your mom has not seen on the big screen the Emoji.
So sure. Let's flip that one out. Because I saw the Discord message and I was like, oh, there you go. So let's show it up on the screen. Emoji. There you go.
Guns out.
There we go. I'll never say the word emoji again the same after an emoji, but that one also has been unlocked. So it's been a historic couple days. We've unlocked several emojis this week and maybe more emojis to come. Again, you guys can gift yourself gift memberships if you'd like as well. The pinned comment right now on YouTube is how you can punch in your own membership stake for Boy Green Coffee Club. That's our YouTube membership group, which gives you a loyalty badge, unlocking all those cool emojis to use, access to our Discord channel, and exclusive Discord content, Father, like our NFL picks that were already released in there with records. And you guys can stay tuned to that all season long on the hashtag NFL football channel, which again, all kinds of wonderful additional Discord action for you guys.
Who's in the early lead on our picks?
Unclear.
Yeah, it's not unclear. It's not
quite
you.
unclear.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
By the way,
sure.
A couple 80s movies throwback things.
Oh, great.
First,
sure.
The picture you advertised with the show looks like Marty McFly's dad.
Yeah.
With that hair. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see if I could get that up on the screen here, because that shouted, of course, is, let me see. It won't be pretty, but I can find a way to do this here. Here is, oh yeah, here we go. Well, I'll throw this up on the screen real quick. This is Connor McGovern, which basically, I'll just be honest, we'll throw him up here on the screen and he'll take over the full screen here. Yeah, that is Connor McGovern with the stash and the hair and yeah, let's just get right into it, Pop, and we'll flash that back on the screen a couple of times. But the injury that happened yesterday was after Boy Green Daily was Wes Schweitzer, who is the top reserve on the interior of the offensive line for the Jets. He was the top backup at left guard, center, and right guard, and he's hurt, and he's always been hurt. The Jets signed him last offseason to a 2-year deal for $5 million. Last year, when he was on the field, he was fine. He's a dandy player when he's on the field. Unfortunately, he got placed on IR on 2 different occasions last year, including the end of the year. So he got hurt. This year, he's like a crazy mountain rock climber. Maybe if he could somehow stay out of, the rock climbing and out of the hospital for these injuries, the Jets would be in a much better place. So Wes Schweitzer hurt. Now, the good news is the Jets, I still love the top 6, which is their starting 5 offensive linemen. Again, a starter wasn't hurt, and Olu Fashanu is great. Greeny, I just posted that video, that YouTube short, where Greeny calls Olu Fashanu the best non-starter in the NFL. And he gave all kinds of praise to Olu being this amazing break-the-glass emergency. But the last time I checked, Olu Fashanu has never played guard in his life, and I don't want 2024 to be the start. So long story short, what is the interior offensive line option? I was told yesterday that they will be promoting an offensive lineman from their practice squad, so it will be in-house options for Monday night. It'll be revealed later today who that offensive lineman is, so keep an eye out for that, but it will be. It's been told to me that an offensive lineman will be promoted from the practice squad. And so they'll do that for now. But Xavier Newman, Cole Laval, any of these guys, or on the roster, you have Xavier Newmans and Max Mitchell, who has a little bit of guard experience. Long story short, it's looking a little thin in terms of interior offensive line depth. And us Jet fans have been screaming about it for months. That's even Schweitzer, who's fine. You need someone behind him just in case. And now we're already getting the just in case right before the season. So it's good that it's not a starter. It's good that it's not Olu, but boy, they need an interior offensive line depth. And a lot of us have argued it should be Connor McGovern, mustachio with that hair.
He looks like the love child of Marty McFly's dad and a 70s porn star.
Well, we all have vibes. So, Father, if you ever want to go for this, it's available.
Yeah, and that's a no. The other 80 movie reference was Jared B. chasing me around with a bicycle, wanting his $1. I want my $1. I want my $1. Well, guess what?
It's looking like it.
I have until 8/19 tomorrow night before I owe $1.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. Yeah, Salah said it's fair to say you can roll him out, but that doesn't mean he's not on the roster yet, so it's possible. And something else that's possible, showing out a few shekels here, MFC, mother_effing_chew, with a YouTube membership gift right under the Christmas tree here on September 8th. Let's ring the chimes. For gracing us with a new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club, the Army. We absolutely Love to see it. So our new member is, make sure I get the name correct here. Captain Techno. Okay, I like it. That's different. Captain Techno, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby, and hopefully we get many more members on the show today. So I got to update the ticker. We're now 38 away for you, Terrence. Terrific.
It's like Captain Insano from Waterboy.
Ah, great reference, by the way. I love that. And Big Show's a good guy, man. I watched a little bit of his Netflix show, so it's not too shabby. We updated the ticker, now 38 members away, which is great. Connor McGovern, a different Connor McGovern, played for the Cowboys the last couple of years. Now that Connor McGovern is inside the AFC, he's playing for the Buffalo Bills. But this Connor McGovern, are you worried at all about the interior offensive line depth heading into the season, Pop? What do you make of the Connor McGovern thing? A lot of fans have kind of rallied around. He's still a free agent. He signed last year in April, right before the draft, for $1.9 million. So it's a chump change. So basically the veteran minimum, because your veteran minimum is insert number, then every year of accrued service time, you add a little bit more to that. So the more of a veteran you are, the higher your veteran minimum salary is, as opposed to a younger fella.
Yeah, I think you got to go get him. I think if you go back to some of the one-on-one scrimmage, live scrimmage they had with the other team, there was challenges to the interior of the offensive line. A lot of pressure was coming up the middle, and it's great that the Jets kept 10 offensive linemen on the roster, but they need to make a move. That's not a buffer that you can chip away at before the game one has even played. So they got to go get them and go get them now, and be, again, we talked about before. Every position coach has got to have his big board, right? In a dark closet, he goes in there and hides it for everybody so nobody can see who. If I need interior offensive lineman, I'm going here, right? And so it should be immediate. It should be a chop and swap. He goes on the IR. We sign this guy. We call him up. And by the way, you may even have ahead of time, like, hey, listen, if I need, we're going to tap you in. We're going to call out to the bullpen, trot you out if we need you. You're in our, in our expanded window. So I wouldn't wait, and it's definitely a gap that needs to be shored up.
No doubt about it. John Bushnell asks a good question. How long for Schweitzer? Is it a hand? It is a hand injury. Saleh, when asked about it yesterday, because again, remember normally he speaks on Fridays, but because it's Monday Night Football, everything's kind of adjusted with the schedule. He's asked about it. He said, unfortunately, it was an unfortunate injury that suffered earlier this week. I'm not sure what unfortunate means, but what we do know is it sounds like it was a practice injury for Schweitzer. It is a hand. He was placed on IR, which means you miss a minimum of 4 games, or rephrase it this way. It's at least 4 games, and then we'll see. And Saleh on his face, so he says, yep, Schweitzer is out for Monday. Like 1 game. We're like, oh, okay. And then someone follows up, is he an IR candidate? He's like, oh, yeah. And then you're like, oh, geez, that did not sound positive for the potential of that. So, yes, hand injury, out for at least 4 games. And obviously the team wants to do it before the first game, so that first game counts. So he's out for at least 4 games, and we will see. Again, the current plan for the New York Jets will be in-house options for week 1. They will be promoting that. It will come out later today. They are promoting a offensive lineman from their practice squad. They have 3 guys down there to promote and to bring in. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't, and who knows why he's still out there. It is odd that he's out there. Connor McGovern started, 90 plus games in his career. I mean, that's impressive. So there's no risk, no reward. There's no downside for the Jets. You bring him in, Chubbo, here, take a physical, make sure he's up to speed. And if he's a chemistry problem, right? And so, I mean, that's really the 2 things, right? Is he in shape? Is he in football shape? Does he pass a physical? And you already know, or you wouldn't even consider it, he probably didn't last 3 or 4 years in the locker room if he was a problem. And typically offensive linemen are not a problem, attitude-wise, for the most part.
Yeah, I would highly recommend. We have an article down in the YouTube description down below on this topic of the Schweitzer injury, and there's an additional article inside of that if you didn't hear about the Schweitzer injury yesterday, so you can read more details specifically about Schweitzer. But the one down below is about Connor McGovern, and the final piece to the article is a video from Connor McGovern last year. And Father, maybe you could speak about this, but for Connor McGovern, to your point, he was a longtime starter in the league. He just completed his 8th professional season this past year. If he came back, this would be his 9th in the NFL. And he had been a starter for a long time, but he knew what the deal was. He was signed 2 days before the NFL draft last year, and the team told him, "Hey, we're going to draft a young center, but we'll let you battle it out and see what happens." And ultimately, Joe Chipman ended up taking the torch from Connor McGovern last year. But Connor McGovern said in the offseason that if I can help this young man's story, that adds to my own legacy. I love it. If I can pay it forward, basically, I'd love to do it. And he was specific to say, I can't wait to be basically at Canton, Ohio at the Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony for this young man. If I could play a small part in that, that's the greatest thing of all time. So it sounds like the locker room and all that kind of stuff he checks off. He's never going to be the best center. He's never been an all-pro. He's never been a pro bowler, but he's just rock solid. Obviously, he's been around for nearly a decade. I think that certainly speaks to it. But
And by the way, you
Yeah,
are
go ahead.
1 day older than Connor McGovern. 1 day.
Ugh, that makes me feel incredibly old when I see these, because I remember back in the day, because I'm a draft fan, that when you see 21-year-old, oh wow, this 21-year-old's gonna draft, that's crazy. Now that I'm 30, I'm like, oh, I'm past my prime. I'm on the wrong side for the running backs. No bueno. But 10 members are coming in thanks to Philly.
Oh,
FL Phil 98 wants to make it rain. So, Father, if you can help us count this out, baby.
moron.
Absolutely beautiful. Oh, well, there was only actually 10 there. Quiet down, Chimes. Quiet down. Let's enjoy what he gave us, for goodness sake. Let's not be greedy there. That is 10 new members coming in from the Royal.
Did you run out of fingers there? Is that why you had trouble?
I think that's what happened. My brain didn't come down to my body on that one, which caused some issues. No question about it. But yes, we are at a 10-piece combo from our royal king himself, FL Phil 98, gracing us with his presence. Anderson Simpson. Tony DeFlippo Jr., Jug Artist, Allen. Oh, wow. That's going to be a point of conversation. Allen was just gifted a membership. Oh, boy. Aaron, Keith the Change, New York native, Tony Alvarado, Tim from Fishland got one as well, and William Turkowitz. Okay, there you go. A nice 10-pack combo. Beautiful, which we love to see. And we must update the banner that we are now 28 members away from Terrence being immortalized himself in all of this. So wonderful. Thank you, Philium, for that action. Beautiful. Father, let's get a little bit as we continue, and thank you so much for the memberships, including Philium for getting in the mix there. We appreciate you. Let's get a little bit into the Jets 49ers game a little bit. That's going to be coming up on Monday Night Football. We will have a Game Day Woody episode tomorrow to help you guys preview the Jets 49ers game. Ultimately, Pop, I think the one question is what do you believe this game comes down to? Because I've heard a lot of answers over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's actually very simple what this game comes down to. And it comes down to the Jets offense coming together, congealing as a team against the 49ers very stout top 5 defense. That's what it comes down to. It's nothing more. We know what the Jets defense is. We know the 49ers side of the ball. We know what their offense looks like. We know what their defense looks like. It really comes down to the Jets offense getting it together and then going against one of the top defenses in the league. That's it. That's really all it is.
Wow. Well, I think it is, but one potential thing here that has been a sticking point with you and fellow Jet fans is Brees Hall, the New York Jets running back. And let's go to a clip. This is Fred Warner, the all-pro linebacker. I'll try to tweet out a couple of clips, although we're going to have game day today in the NFL. But I'll try to get some more content out from the 49ers because they spoke a lot about Jets players, obviously. And there's some interesting clips. Let's go to Fred Warner, all-pro linebacker, who was asked about Brees Hall. Roll the footage.
The number one goal is stopping the run. So what do you see with Brees Hall, and how can you use that to kind of set the tone for the season?
Yeah, I mean, huge test. I think he's one of the best backs in the league just from watching him. I haven't played him yet, but so dynamic, the ability to hit the home run with his speed, his cuts in and out of inside the box, I think is one of the top in the league. So he's going to be a huge test for us. We got to swarm him. It's not going to just be a one-guy show. We got to swarm the football. And I know they're excited about the rookie that they brought in as well. So we got to make sure we're on our assignments and we're playing relentless football in order to have a chance of stopping it.
One of the best running backs in the league. Not one man can stop Brees Hall. We must swarm him as a team to have a chance. What do you make of that? Fred Warner throwing a lot of love on Brees Hall, and he's never played against him.
Yeah, I think he's being kind. I like Brees Hall, and this is not Brees Hall hate. These are Brees Hall facts, right? Brees Hall averages 60 rushing yards per game. Right. And 24 career games, he's had 400-yard rushing season, 400-yard games over 100 yards out of 4 out of 24. So he did phenomenal last year. Once Hackett was able to piece together, he could catch the ball. Did a lot of receiving yards, did great there. I think that tails off a little bit because a lot of the reason the running back got the ball last year is they had no time. And there's going to be love to spread around, a better offensive line, a better quarterback, and better complementary receivers. I think we're going to see Conklin have a big year as a tight end. So I think some of the receptions are going to be tailed away from Brees. And I think the fact that now we have a very powerful number 2 running back will also take away some of his rushes. So I think Brees is going to have a great year. It won't be in the same league as last year, mainly not because he's not going to play at the same level, because the ball is going to be spread around more, receiving and rushing. I think they're going to hopefully eliminate the mistakes of last year, right? Dalvin Cook is not a bad running back. We don't know if he's washed up, but we don't know if he hit the wall because we never hand him the ball. So if we give Braylon Allen what he needs, I think Brees Hall is going to be a weapon. But we're not going to see it as much.
Well, I guess we'll find out. There's a good test. Yeah, Fred Warner said it's a good test for them because their run defense last year for the 49ers was a little leaky. So we'll see if they fix some of that for sure. But also a great test for Brees Hall. This 49ers defense overall is really good. They've got all pros all over the place. Although the big injury to watch out for, Hufanga, the talented 49ers safety, listed as doubtful. To me, that's a biggie. Obviously, Drake Greenlaw won't play. He blew out his Achilles in the Super Bowl. So, the 49ers are down a couple of key guys on the defensive side of the ball. They obviously don't have Javon Kinlaw anymore, who's over on our side. So that'll be very interesting. A lot of rotation there on the defensive line. And FL Phil 98 with a member shout out says the emoji counter is working beautifully. And every time we get a super chat or member count out, I was about to say that'd be weird. My daughter and his granddaughter say this.
Wow.
Absolutely wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And by the way,
shout out to Uncle Tio for that idea. But thank you, FFL 98.
Yeah, Taylor Sterling out there is shouted out that Dalvin's good because he's now a Cowboy. No, I said all of last year when I came on the show that they should hand the ball to Dalvin Cook. He didn't get enough opportunities. Frankly, I don't know how good Dalvin Cook is going to be because he's a Cowboy. We haven't seen him in 2 years, really, to speak of. So I think last year was a missed opportunity for the Jets to pound the ball, and they needed it. And they needed it.
It's interesting. I feel like you tell me if I'm wrong here, Pop, but Dalvin Cook stylistically feels super close to Zeke. I think Zeke is a better pass protector, so I'm kind of curious on the fit because like they seem the same. Like I get it. Like if you want to bring in, you have a Rico Dowdle, you have a Dalvin, you have a this kind, you have this kind. Like Izzy, for instance, brings a different change of pace to what the other guys bring. Like that's cool. I would imagine a really good pitcher in baseball has a lot of different things in his arsenal. So if you have a couple of things that are kind of the same, I'm curious how Dalvin sees the fit because, like Dalvin talked about after signing with the Cowboys, that the fit. I had a lot of offers, but the fit was key with the Cowboys. I'm kind of curious because, like I said, to me, my prognostication from the outside looking in, not being in Dallas land, is Zeke's the guy, and there's going to be some Rico sprinkled in, and then Dalvin, who came into the process late, will eventually join the crew. They just seem a little too close stylistically. I'm kind of curious on that fit.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. And I would tell you, it's to me, it's very similar to the Jets draft picks and running backs this year, right? Braylon Allen, Isaiah David, very close, very similar. But I would say, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Sign one or the other. Signing both, I don't know what you do because they are very pretty much the same player. Although Zeke is probably one of the best blocking running backs in football today, if not the best. Right? You don't want to come through the hole, and Zeke's job is to clean you up because he will clean you up. So, yeah, it was kind of odd that they signed him. I wish I actually was advocating they signed him last year, because he would have been a good compliment to Tony Pollard. But so, yeah, it was odd. It didn't make a lot of sense to me why they signed Dalvin at this point.
Yeah, we'll see if he has anything left in the table. And I saw John and a lot of other people have been trying to say, is he to the Cowboys? Again, if the Cowboys want to make a trade, we are available. Is he?
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Is that Cannon from Fort Ticonderoga there? Is that what that is?
That's actually a good question. I'm
looks
not
over.
exactly
Is that Lake
sure
Champlain?
Yeah. What's happening there on the avatar there for John? John perhaps can explain that in the comments section. Dave Briga asks, is Paul Sr. just a Cowboys fan? Not, I wouldn't say just. You throw that word in there, Dave. That probably hurts my father's feelings. Not just a Cowboys fan. He mixes his Cowboys and Jets love. And I think he said this before, and I'll reiterate it. What my father says all the time is that he's supportive of his son. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm a Jets guy. And my dad, as I've known for a long time before we ever got on camera, had football takes, so we always shared together. I was thought, well, why not share them in a visual medium? And that's the opportunities, certainly, that we get to go.
Yeah, huge football fan.
There you go.
Multiple, the Jets are obviously my number 2 team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right. I was happy and sad yesterday. Big football fan, right? Syracuse smacking around the little rambling wreck. It was a wreck yesterday.
Very nice.
Although they almost let him back in. And then Notre Dame doing what nobody could think possible is poking the pooch against Northern Illinois, which I didn't even know was a team. So, more than a Cowboys fan, although I am a Cowboys fan. But there you go. And
that's
I know
okay,
the
Dave.
chat loves to.
Yeah, Dave, no reason to apologize. And I know there's a lot of people, obviously, that are joining the Boy Green Army here more consistently. No reason to apologize. Welcome to the show. And Dave, make sure you jump on the train, baby. We'd appreciate it. So keep the love going. Yeah, I would just say for me on the Breece Hall thing, and we can certainly open it up to the phone lines here in just a few moments. But I would say for me, Jake Asman asked me, I think it was on Friday, Paul, what do you believe? Insert happens, the Jets win the game. To me, I think it's Breece Hall over 100 rushing yards because, like, if Breece Hall is doing that, if that happened outside of, I guess, a 100-yard rushing touchdown in the opening play of the game, that would kind of skew my numbers and my argument. But if he has that kind of production, that in theory should open up everything else, especially because the 49ers run defense is already considered a little leaky. So if things are happening and they're stacking the box, that means Aaron Rodgers in theory should be able to take advantage of the back end of the defense because there should be one-on-one opportunities. So to me, I think it's Breece Hall getting the production, again, 100-plus rushing yards, because in theory that should open up everything else is going to be.
I would for me, it's I understand where you're coming from. For me, it's Aaron Rodgers spreading around the ball to his new receivers, right? So multiple receivers with 5+ receptions, right? Spreading the ball out to the running backs, getting Conklin in the mix. Really, this is the debut, the debutante or debutante ball for
Okay.
Mike Williams as a Jet. So I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see Corley come in a 3 receiver set in the slot and see what he can do. So yeah, multiple receivers with 5+ receptions would be really spread the ball around would be phenomenal.
All right, Dad, I need your help here. So we've got let me throw this part in first. We have a super chat coming in. So Phil, not Phil Yum, not to be confused. This is a separate Phil, who's also a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. He, again, every time we receive a super chat, we do this. Wow. My beautiful daughter, Zariah Luna, contributing in here on the show. Phil says, poll, what games are all Jet fans watching today? And Father, can you help me pick the 4? So for a YouTube poll, I only have 4 choices. So for 4 games. So what are the 4 best games today? And let's pick, obviously, the meat of the schedule. Like, there's a great Sunday night football game tonight, but obviously anyone who's watching that will have no other choice in terms of their games to watch. So what are the 4 games, do you believe, that are going to be juicy or interesting to watch in the middle of today?
Yeah, I would tell you the Texans Colts kind of jumps out at me.
Okay, sure. I'll put that on.
Really, we'll see where do Texans pick up where they left off. How are the Colts with a healthy quarterback? And yeah, that's definitely one.
Okay.
Another one, and there's a lot of ones that are.
Yeah.
So I do like the other game I like is the Steelers Falcons. I think it'd be very interesting. Okay. We're really going to see the $85 million mistake by the lake for the Broncos and see how he plays as a Steeler. And then I like the Jags Dolphins game.
Really? Okay. Well,
I mean, whatever. What do they call them? What's the guy from Remember the Titans? What do they call the quarterback?
Sunshine.
So Sunshine, who is not Sunshine from Clemson. Right. I like to see him get slapped around. That's one of my greatest. When we were riding in your sister's wedding, when riding in the party bus, listening to Cuse beat Clemson, it was a great day because we were all together in a party bus listening to Syracuse smack the crap out of Clemson. You can't do better than that.
Okay, and the final one I'm going to put in here, you're not going to like this one because you're going to be like, what that game sucks. But I think it's interesting for Jet fans. Vikings Giants, Sam Darnold, the Giants. I think that's got to be the final choice.
Well, you can say that one. That one is, I don't know if I would have that on the screen. I'm going to have 2 screens going, and that's not going to be on my television.
Okay, well, Phil, that is up now. So thank you for the question, which led us to another question. That is our poll right now. Which game as a Jets fan would be watching? We only have 4 choices, of course, but make sure you guys continue to vote live. Now in an interactive segment there, vote on the games. We picked a bunch of here. Let me see. We got Texans, Colts, Steelers, Falcons, Jaguars, Dolphins, Vikings, Giants. And wow, the polls are coming in crazy. Okay. Man, we got to do some more of these polls. That's fun.
If you want to see a bloodbath, tune into the old Cincinnati Patriots game.
Likely no Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Now that's not going to matter because they're still going to get pistol whipped, but them being the New England Patriots, but excellent. Excellent. You love to see it. We just had another super chat in here. EZ. Let me put EZ up here. And again, when we get a super chat, baby, my daughter chimes in. Wow. Saw a little Megadeth. And how do you pronounce that? Is that Mudvayne? Have you ever heard of that band?
I might have heard of them, but I'm not very familiar with them. But it seems like EZ feels like death after last night.
Yeah, that makes sense. Saw Megadeth and Mudvayne last night, not calling in today. That's okay, but I appreciate you chiming in where you can. Easy. I've never heard of Mudvayne before. Maybe that's something I got to look into. Perhaps I'll try to get in some of that action. He is so hungover, I see. With Easy here. That's okay, man. We've all been through different things. Rest easy, my friend. We've got the Jets game tomorrow, so rest up.
Look at that. Look at Easy's picture. He's kind of trying to take the royal one's place. That's kind of a regal picture.
It is. It is very regal. He's kind of got the V-neck. Not a lot of people can pull that off. He's obviously got the long locks. So, yeah, there is a royal nature. I feel like the trumpets come out for EZ. Maybe, I think this has been his avatar the entire time, but maybe with Philium, being around, he's trying to step up the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't EZ have an emoji?
Easy does have an emoji. Let's put that up on the screen. He hates this emoji, which again, hey,
Wait a minute.
Snowball's the one that
Let me.
cranks
I
this-
don't remember seeing it. So let me see. Yeah, that checks out.
The
He's-
beard certainly checks out. That is quite on. The headset and the beard, those check out. Now, Peter Griffin, Family Guy with the poundage. I can't confirm or deny that, but the beard certainly, that's an effective. That is effective for certain. Also, it is worth noting. Okay. Let me ask you a question, Pop. This is important. Okay, if you ask me to drive your car, like we're living together and I'm living under your roof again. You say, hey, son, drive my car to the mechanic and get it checked out. I'm like, okay, Pop. And I just drive your car to the grocery store and said, up, dropped it off, Pop, dropped it off the grocery store. And you're like, that's not what I asked. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then like a year later, I drive it to the mechanic and get it done and come back and say, got that car in, Pop. I'm sure you'll still be upset because you're like, well, okay, well, you did what I asked, but a little late. So I'm going to bring this up from Jared B. Okay. So YouTube TV, right? The Sunday Ticket. That's where you can watch the games now. Initially, they just had their first season last year. You couldn't pick the game if you wanted to go Octoboxer, 4 games at once to watch your games. You couldn't pick the 4 games you wanted. It was pre-selected, a random 4-pack. Right? It's like buy your own beer that sometimes you get that at the local grocery store, but you don't get to pick the 4 beers out, just kind of already randomly selected for you. So YouTube TV last year had it random. This year they're like, hey guys, look at this new feature. You can pick the 4 games. Should we be excited that we can pick the 4 games now, or shouldn't they have already had that set up from the beginning?
I don't know what I was going to make a bad joke. I will not. So I don't know what moron came up with that in the first place. That you could, pick your. Couldn't pick your 4 games because most of them they would put 1 or 2 crappy games in the 4-pack.
Exactly.
Frankly,
you were stuck with it. Yeah.
Frankly, I like to watch 2 or 3 screens of football.
Sure.
When I take there's a reason I have a large screen television. It's not to chop it into quarters. So I like to have them all on it. My minimum is like a 55-inch. So I can have 2 55s and a 71, but I don't want to, I'm not a big fan of the 4.
Yeah,
The 4
I'm
divided
normally a
screen.
guy like so for instance, I'm not a big what's the word I'm looking for? Red zone. Like red zone's a very popular thing with people. To me, if it's on at someone else's house, great. But if I'm operating my own ship here, I don't have red zone on because I like committing to games. I like watching a game. Like, I don't know, Texans Colts. You mentioned today. I want to see the full game. I want to see Anthony Richardson. I want to see CJ. I don't want it bouncing around. I don't want to see random 3 seconds of this jump over to that. Again, different strokes, different folks. A lot of people love red zone, for instance. I never watch red zone. Even as a fantasy football fan, it's cool that you can have the settings adjusted so it jumps to your people on your team. Technology is awesome. I can't even imagine that back in the day when we were watching games back there that you could have done something like that. That's super cool that it can automatically jump to the games. But I'm more a commitment guide to the games. Like, for instance, today, it's a good question by Phil earlier. That's the poll that's currently running on YouTube. It's cool because as a Jets fan today, you have no allegiances in theory. Your game's not till tomorrow, so you can kind of do whatever the hell you want. That's probably the only time where I do kind of the 4-pack thing is like when the Jets aren't on and I can potentially jump and you're only playing the volume on one of the games, you can kind of flip quickly. That's not bad, but I do like your idea with just a lot of TVs all together with singular games on. That's pretty cool.
By the way, just for the record, just a couple things on that. The game that you're like, really? The Jags Dolphins? The fans agree with me at a 42% clip. But
I see.
Yeah, now it's 44. But anyways, my go-to is to have 2 games on and then have a backup for each game. So when it goes to commercial, I'm not watching commercials, right?
Of course.
So I have to go back. So I'm really watching 4 games, going back and forth. The only reason I would stray from the 4 games is if they're at halftime, then you gotta have a third game option, so you can have like a 6-pack. But yeah,
of course.
So today I'll be lining up. For your mom, we'll watch the Patriots Bengals, and then probably that Dolphins Jags at the 1 o'clock game.
Okay, there you go. So I'll certainly be bouncing around today, but I can't wait. Full NFL football is back again. To the 400 people that are in the room right now, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Again, our emoji countdown. We're 28 members away. Terrence, you were on deck. You are the next guy that is selected to get an emoji, which will give Snowball some additional work. So keep an eye on that emoji countdown as we continue to work on that. I'll be joining actually Snowball and Johnny Boy show coming up at 10:30. I'll be part of the cast of their game show, basically the Jets match game. I won't be one of the two participants. I'll be just a celebrity on the side, just writing down my answers on a board. So I'm looking forward to it. They have a great show. So Snowball does awesome work, which I'm looking forward to. Danny in real life on Twitter says, "Go Bills! Happy NFL season kickoff Sunday." I absolutely despise the Go Bills. Go Cardinals, as far as I'm concerned today. But yes, NFL season kickoff Sunday. God bless everybody. God bless.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Very
We
nice.
have the phone lines open. You guys could call into the show. That is the pinned comment on YouTube, youtube.com/boygreen25. And it's time to go to a music legend. This is probably the concert Easy should have been at last night, to be honest with you, but he wasn't. He was at somewhere else. But let's invite our own concert here with Hep joining us here on the show.
Oh, and he's locked and loaded.
Hey,
Okay,
guys.
here we go.
I'm going to give you the unplugged version. We had some technical difficulties before. Let me
Okay.
run down the lyrics. Real simple.
Sure.
It goes, boy green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. And then like Elvis, you go, we're talking Jets football, man. Right?
Oh, I like that. Okay.
We do that one more time. Then we go to the bridge, which is offense, defense, special teams. Watch our Super Bowl season with Boy Green.
Ooh.
Jets, 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 Jets. And that's it. Okay? We'll
Oh,
run it
I
down.
love it. So
There we go.
catchy. Okay.
Boy Green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. We're talking Jets football, man. Boy green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. The New York Jets football club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. Jets, Jets, Jets. Boy Green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. You're talking Jets football, man. Boy green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. The New York Jets football club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. Jets, Jets, Jets. That's it, fellas.
Ow, there we go. Hep getting involved here on the show. I love that,
Nice.
Hep. Thank you for clearing up the lyrics. Hey, can you clear up this one? I've been worrying on the first song you have. Okay, I
Right.
won't be able to grab it enough.
That's okay. I remember it.
Okay, go ahead. Sing. Give us the broken down version. There's one word that I'm unaware of what it is, but I've been guessing what it is. So go ahead.
Well, I'm not sure. But tell me the word you're thinking of.
Okay. It was man. Well, actually, let's just do this. We'll play it for everybody here. Here's the audio version of it. Okay. Here we go. The Hep Super Bowl's coming song. Here we go.
Okay. Boy Green Daily, we're talking Jets. We are the best. Forget the rest. We're up to date.
What's that? We're up to. It's like Boy Green Daily. We're up to days. We're talking Jets. Days.
Oh.
That's the word I think, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, go ahead.
We're talking Jets. We are the best. Forget the rest. We're going there.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. So, okay, you can't hear. I know. I guess people can't hear it when they're in the studio, but that's it. That's that last part of like it says something like we're up to days, but I like my brain isn't picking up whatever it is.
I'll tell you what. I'll listen to it again and I'll get back to you.
Okay, great.
I love you guys.
Thank you,
Peace
Hep.
out.
Great.
Thanks,
Wow.
Bob.
That was awesome. Whoa. That song's catchy. That's going to be stuck in
now.
my head forever. Now we'll have to clip that one up and have that as another option there on the show as well, which is terrific. Man, Hep is so friggin' talented, man. That's great.
It's up to date. or
Yeah,
up to days, but days
up
doesn't
to
necessarily
date,
make
maybe.
sense.
Yeah, right. That's what I think. It's like, you know, I don't know if I can. The problem is I can't skip ahead on this thing because, like, all right, here we go. We'll just play this video and let me know if you can hear what it is. It's in the middle of the song. Here we go. I think we're about to have another legendary call here. I wasn't even aware that this caller I'm about to bring on had talents that expanded to this level. Hap joins us on the show with the guitar. Hap?
Hey, fellas. Okay. Boy Green Daily. We're talking Jets. We are the best. Forget the rest. We're up to date. We're going there.
Right there. We're up to
days. I think it's days to the season. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I see. I think we got it. We'll confirm that at some other point. But great new song for Hep. Like I said, we'll add that to the video board here in the near future. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. I believe we have a second concert, but no, not from Hep, from the hungover Easy here on the show. What's
I'll
up?
give it a shot.
Okay.
Oh my God. It was so cool that concert last night.
It sounds like it.
No, seriously, I usually don't spend too much money in the past, but the past few years I've been decided, if I'm gonna go to a concert, I'm gonna have fun. So I got pit passes. I was like pressed right up against the stage.
Oh,
It
wow.
was great. It was great. Mudvayne, they're kind of like a 90s band. They wear a little bit of makeup. Guy kind of looks like the Joker a little bit. It's more of a screamer kind of guy,
Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Okay.
but they're really, really, really good. I mean, they impressed the hell out of me because that's not really my genre. I like more of the rock and roll heavy metal where they sing, not scream.
Right,
More like Metallica, Megadeth, Ozzy,
Yeah.
Dio, stuff like that. But Mudvayne was great.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
There was a dad brought his little 8-year-old girl there,
Oh, boy.
and she was right up against the front of the stage too. And the guy, lead singer from Mudvayne and all his crazy makeup came over to her, and in between songs, and was telling everybody that this is what rock and roll is all about, bringing the kids in. We need the kids to come out and have more fun and stuff. And he told the little girl at the end of the show he was going to take care of her. And in part of his makeup, he has like this squiggly, weird, crazy smile that he puts on his face.
Yeah.
And he has like a bullet hole in his forehead. So he took the latex bullet hole off his head and gave it to the little girl. And the wacky lead guitar player who like kind of just stands there and stares the whole concert. He's kind of weird. He was wearing this red makeup and he looked like he had this metallic Klingon head on him. Like Worf from Star Trek.
Yeah, wow.
With these goofy goggles. He just stands there like with this emotionless face and plays. That's his gimmick,
No,
He gave her a pick, and then they gave her a copy of the set list.
Nice. That's
Which
awesome.
I don't know if you go to concerts, if the band gives you a copy of the set list, that's an honor.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of concerts with my old man. I've never received the set list. That's cool. So
Yeah.
Easy, you have the ability. Are you about to play us something?
Well, since I got the diabetes and ever since I came back from the hospital, I'm on the insulin, so my fingers have so many test strip pricks in them. But I will try one thing.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
God help us all.
Here we go.
My fingers hurt, man.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's all right. Nobody needs to hear my bullshit. We're here to talk football.
Yeah.
We need to get Connor McGovern in the house.
Yes.
Because I'm just afraid that some other AFC East team is just going to snatch him up just to fuck with us. So, I mean, and he's good. I mean, the guy's a starter. He is a starter. He's a bona fide NFL starter. I'm surprised they didn't have him on the team all year.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he didn't want to play. I don't know.
Yeah, the Instagram videos again, because that's journalistic breaking down. But he's been working out on, and he looks like he's in good shape. I know he got hurt at the end of the year, so obviously the his health status I'm unaware of. But if he's healthy, he makes all the sense in the world for the New York Jets.
I don't know. Maybe they should put, Schweitzer in bubble wrap before the season. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that guy. He's made out of glass.
Okay.
He's always hurt, and
Yeah.
that's the worst thing that can be in an NFL player. You got to have availability. That's your best ability.
No doubt about it. Your best ability is availability. And like I said, we'll see if they bring in Connor McGovern. That'd be great. All right, we only have about 10 minutes left here because my father's heading to church after this. So we'll keep going through our phone calls. Again, we are 28 members away from our next emoji. And Terrence looks like the selected individual for that. All right, let's go to our next caller. NY Jets FL here on a football Sunday. What's up, brother?
Good morning. I know I had limited time. Good morning. Paul, just a word of advice. If you go to a concert and you get a bullet hole for your daughter, I'd hand it off to somebody else, okay? I wouldn't keep that. I wouldn't keep that memento. Edward
Probably
Ziff
not.
right from the mosh pit, though. That's pretty cool. Hep, that guy, that is such a catchy lyric. That's probably, I know Gator's brilliant and all, but just that's not going to leave my head today. That should open your show up, Paul. That should open your
That
show up.
is. I am grabbing that right
Seriously.
after. Yeah, that's terrific.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Paul Senior, did you put your foot through the wall after Notre Dame lost? I know you have a 12-team playoff, but that's got to
That's
be
true.
like the most
Yeah.
brutal. That's got to be the most brutal loss. I mean, give me a break. I mean, I don't know, man. But at least you have a 12-team playoff. But I'll make my point real quick. I know you have limited time and all. Brees Hall, he's not going to see 9-man boxes, and Garrett Wilson is not the only offensive weapon on the outside, and Zach Wilson is gone. He's going to have some ridiculous running lanes to run through. I think you're going to see some 40 or 50-yard runs out of Brees. And, once he goes, and he's coming off an ACL last year. He wasn't 100% probably to midseason. That guy, I don't know. I don't want to say 1,500 yards rushing, but I think you're going to see 200-yard rushing games from Brees. I really do.
I remember that in the
I know you
Thomas
gotta
Jones
go.
days. He beat Buffalo with a brick. Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, thanks NY Jets. Appreciate you. Okay, yeah, the 200-yard rushing games. Pop, we getting any of that action?
It's definitely he popped. I mean, you take last year.
Yeah.
He was just under 1,000 yards. He had 3 amazing games. Without those games, he was in the 400-yard range for the rest
Because
of
it
the
was
other.
Denver, New England, and I'm trying to think of the other biggie. Might have been Commanders, is where he had
It was
another
the first
really
game
big...
and the last game. It was like a big bookend. The first game of the season, you got $127. Last game of the season is 178. But right, the concerning part is you take those 3 games away, right, and not very good. But yeah, I think he would have a 200-yard game in him. Get somebody that's over committing to stopping Rodgers. Like if Rodgers comes out and gels with the receivers, opens up some running lanes, I think it is distinctly possible. I think 1,500 yards is unlikely. If you got to 1,200 though, I would not be surprised.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's been a while. We haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher with the Jets since Chris Ivory in 2015, so it's been a hot second, that's for sure. Let's go back to the phone lines. I'm going to see this guy in a little bit in a suit and tie, probably. Johnny Boy here on the program. What's up, Johnny?
Wide.
BG, Papa Esden, how you holding up, man?
Good. 11 days out.
I know. First and foremost, can't wait to have you on the show, BG. You're going to check out your challenger today. So that's going to be awesome. We got to get your dad back on because your dad had me rolling with his answer when he was on. But I wanted to come on real quick just to ask your dad a quick question.
Sure, go ahead.
With the game on Monday starting for the Jets, who does he see scoring the first touchdown for the Jets?
Ooh.
That is a great question. I'm gonna go with Mike Williams.
Wow.
UBG?
I'm going Garrett Wilson, baby. Off the top rope. It's going to be like a 40-yard bomb for a touchdown. I just feel like they're going to they're going to be like, oh, wow, Aaron Rodgers, how's the Achilles doing? It's doing this, buddy. Play action. Boop. Garrett Wilson to the house. G5 to the end zone. Touchdown. And then, oh, yeah. And then we're off to the races, baby.
I got a hot take. I think it's our defense.
Oh, that'd be
nice.
Great. I like that. Okay.
Plan to score a touchdown that way, man, to kind of put a statement and be
Oh,
like,
please give us a Sauce pick six because, like, Sauce hasn't had a pick since his rookie year. They question, the playmaking besides just that stuff. If he had one of those, I think that would kind of set a great tone. I love that though. That's interesting.
yo, and Easy, man. I tell you, I was at a concert last night too, and let me tell you, she was a screamer as well. So, hey, hey, Pop, I love when he comes on, man. I always got to come show love. I'm right here about to have breakfast with my pops and then go back to get ready to have the show. So, hey, it's always a pleasure, man. Just wanted to get a good laugh out of you guys. Hey, BT, you already know, man. Papa Edson, always a pleasure. Have fun at church, man. So
all right,
awesome.
Thank you. Don't forget the boy green toss is coming in 11 days.
Well, hopefully you got some strong people. I am fat now, so I don't know if that's going to help. But I will say, wow, 3 concerts today. Johnny, Easy, and Hep. Whoa, mama. Okay, here we go. Well, let's go to the man himself, the man who is on deck to come on the show. Literally, he's about to come on the show and on deck to be immortalized in emoji form. Perhaps the greatest accomplishment of his entire life. Let's bring him on. Terrence here on the program. What's up, Terrence?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Excellent, man.
I saw Terrence is a Orange fan, so shout out.
Yes, that's
Terrence.
right. Syracuse, baby. Yes.
Yeah, my sister, she went to Syracuse in the mid-'90s. So I would go up there. Actually, did anybody follow Syracuse in the 90s?
Pop? Of course. Yeah,
little bit, yeah.
Marvin Harrison, all that great Donovan McNabb, you bet.
Dwight Freeney just got put in the
you brought up McNabb. I got
the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's early 2000s. Yeah. And he got his jersey retired. Awesome. Yeah.
It was a game. It was Syracuse versus Notre Dame. It was a basketball game.
Okay.
I think Derek Coleman was still on the team.
DC, baby. Yeah.
And I think LaFonso Ellis was on Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Notre Dame won the game on a buzzer beater at the end. Do you guys ever remember that game?
I do not.
That one doesn't ring any bells for me, but yeah. Okay, go ahead.
That was the first basketball game at Syracuse that I went to.
Wow.
When my sister was a freshman, I went to go visit her, and they were playing. That was the game they were playing, and I went to that game. And the crowd's going wild because, the Carrier Dome is huge.
Massive,
so
yeah.
It only takes up half the stadium, the basketball section.
Correct. For those who don't know.
Going wild. They're up. 3. Cricket. I was like, I couldn't believe it. It was amazing.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that was
and
McNabb.
Yeah.
McNabb. Now check this out. Mm-hmm. So after my sister graduated, she graduated, I think, 93-ish, 94.
Mm-hmm.
Another friend of ours went to Syracuse. So we went to go visit her.
Sure.
And we went to a party, one of the clubs out there. And we out there having a good time, whatever. So we about to leave, right? So I'm hearing some of the girls that we were with was like, hey, that's the Syracuse quarterback. That's the Syracuse quarterback. So I'm walking out, right? I have my drinks, whatever. I'm walking out. I'm like, they were girls. So I was like, quarterback? Yeah, that dude's a quarter whack. Now, you guys were on a football team before, right?
Yeah.
All right. What happens when other football teammates hear you talk about one of their teammates?
Terrence, I'm surprised we see you today.
Yeah, right. I'm surprised you survived that night.
Yo, I had about 4 offensive linemen surround me. So you talk about our quarterback? I was like, yo, what y'all talking about? And you see McNabb. He's like right there sitting with his hands up like this. Like, you talking about me?
Oh,
and I was like, yo, man, I'm just playing now. I'm just cooling out. Calm down. Relax.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. We're glad that you're here today, Terrence, because I would have never gotten to hear that story because you'd be dead. So thankfully not.
So me and my best friend, every time they bring up McNabb, we just call him the quarterback.
That's funny. I love that inside joke. That's great. Yeah. Again, I miss those glory days. My father brought up Dwight Freeney. That's early 2000s. You have, man, they're cranking people out. And then it's just been this long gap for like 20 years. There's been random pops of like, there's something. But nothing consistent. So yeah, there's a lot of palpable energy right now around the program. It's great.
Awesome. And then I don't want to go negative, but just to add on to the story.
Yeah.
So, my sister was good friends with Billy Owens' wife.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, when they got married, we was at the wedding. It was in the Bronx.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had good times there. But fortunately, in 03, my sister passed away. She passed away the year that Carmelo Anthony and Syracuse won the championship.
Yeah, right. The
And
national championship 03, yeah.
she had stage 3 cancer when they found it in her
Oh.
breast, and she was pregnant at the time.
Oh, geez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So they had to induce the baby in December, and then she had passed away that April.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, man, Terrence, that stinks, man.
No, it's fine. You know, her daughter, who her daughter right there. I don't know if you can see that picture.
Yeah, no, it's slightly off. Let me see if I can remove the names real quick so we can see it. 1 second here. Let me see if I can
right here.
Yeah,
So that's her just before she passed.
Oh, I see. Okay, we see her now.
And then that's her son.
Mm-hmm.
He was 4 when she passed, and then that's the newborn baby Jalea, right there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And she just graduated college.
Oh, that's
New
amazing.
Paltz. She went to New Paltz.
Hey, all right.
Yeah. So they're doing good. They're in the Bronx. They're in the house. You know, they're doing their
Mm-hmm.
thing up there. So, but I just want to bring that up. You know,
That's awesome, man.
But,
No, I'm
one
glad that
thing-
you're showing some love. No, go ahead, Terrence.
I have a peeve with my name because one of my sister's name is Terrain, and it's
Oh.
Terrain with 2 R's. I'm
Yeah.
Terrence with 1. So I see you.
Oh,
typing
I
in.
see. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me fix the banner immediately. Oh boy. Yeah, let me fix that immediately. What an egregious error. Let me whoop. Let's do a quick
No,
discount
believe
double.
me, that's one of the most common errors on the planet.
Ah, there we go. We fixed it. Woo. Presto.
Sometimes they
magic.
put 2
The
R's.
second R is silent.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. That was my confusion. The second R was silent. That's right. Yeah, Pop. Now I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, they use 2 R's. Sometimes they use the A in there. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. there we go. But the countdown continues, Terrence, because you will be immortalized. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and we can't wait for that to happen, buddy.
Okay, so I want to do one thing.
Yeah.
The Boy Green soundtrack that's coming up. I want to be a part of that. Not from
Whoa.
a musical standpoint,
Oh,
but from
okay.
a production standpoint. I see Uncle VR, Uncle Theo, and Johnny. If you go on their shows, the music that they have is amazing. The beats and all that stuff. And
Sure, yeah.
I think you're gonna need us to help compose that soundtrack.
you're
when
right.
You're ready for it, man.
I think you're right. So, okay, I appreciate that service, Terrence. We will 100% be utilizing you with those HEP music coming in. Maybe we could connect the dots, get a couple of Boy Green Coffee Club members together, and let's make that happen.
Let's do it. And then one more thing, the last thing.
Yeah, of course.
Jets fans, are you ready? Are you ready? Come on now. Yo, it's gonna be a great game. I hope everybody's up and ready to go. And like I said, I'll be going to Cabo Tuesday morning. So you'll probably hear from me that night. Hopefully I'm doing this. All of us Jet fans, we're doing
That's
this.
right. Yeah. That'll be
As
good
we,
news, baby.
As we ride away to victory. And Pop, I just want to let you know, Brees Hall is a breakaway power guy. So you give him the lane, he's gone. And he should have had 2 breakaway touchdowns that week 1 last year. And I hate to bring up the bad news, but I just want to make a little point for myself. That run, the first run that Brees Hall had in that week 1 game, I think was probably the worst thing because it put all the attention on him. And I think Rodgers wanted the attention. So after he got that run and the crowd went crazy, Aaron Rodgers probably said, okay, it's my turn. So he wanted to make the plays. I know, Paul, you've been talking about how he held the ball a little bit too long when
He
they
definitely
got hit.
did. Yeah.
Probably because he wanted to make a play for the fans after Brees Hall done made a play for the fans. And I remember sitting there watching it thinking, oh man, give Brees again. Give it to Brees again. Give it to Brees again. And then he didn't. And I was like, ugh. Then he sat down and I was like, double ugh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I'm sure I'll play it tomorrow on the show, but Aaron Rodgers already done an interview with Alex Smith. It'll be on Monday Night Football Countdown. They released the interview ahead of time, and Aaron Rodgers got really emotional talking about it. He knew immediately that he did it, and he said when he stood up and he felt it, he sat back down. He said he knew immediately, and I was like, oh, so crushing. So, to have this emotional swing from last year to this year is going to be terrific. I can't wait for it, Terrence.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing, guys. All right, well.
Thanks for calling in, brother.
Yeah, have a good morning, guys. JETS, Just as Jets. You'll probably hear from me a couple more times before I fly out, but let's go, guys. Have a good morning, everybody.
All right, thank you, Terrence. Can't wait. Pop, I know you have to get out of here for church. Do you have time to squeeze in your prediction for tomorrow's festivities, or will you just call into the morning show tomorrow for it?
Yeah, I'll be flying to
Oh, okay.
Detroit tomorrow
Okay.
morning. So
So yeah, so if you have time, real quick before
yeah,
church, please.
my prediction has not changed from we
Okay.
did the prediction show. The
All right.
Jets are going to go 5-1,
Okay.
and the one is Monday night, unfortunately. So I think that if you took away the names, I mean, you had a 40-year-old quarterback who hasn't played in 20 games. You have an offensive line that hasn't played one snap together. You have your number 2 wide receivers coming off a significant season-ending injury. There's just a lot, and the wide receiver group is new to the quarterback. I think there's a lot out there. If this was game 3 or 4, I think it would be a different story. But so it's not. Again, I think the Jets. I still predicted them to go to 12-5, 5-1 the first 6 games. I just think this is going to be a tough one for them to overcome. Really, just based on all those factors together. If they won, I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, fair enough. Well, Pop, I wish we had more time to discuss this and go back and forth about it, but we will let you drop the mic there. Appreciate you hopping on for an NFL Football Sunday, Pop. You get off to church, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you throughout this football season, which will be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. In 11 days, baby. 11 days.
There he is. 11 days. There's my pop, my father, joining us here on the show. I have one more caller. I see we have one more caller to get to on the show. I'll get to that before we sign off on the show. Getting to the 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe, baby. Show all your love. We appreciate it here on the program. That is Pop representing here on the channel. Again, we're 28 members away from Terrence getting his action. But let's go to a guy that's called into the show. He called into the show throughout last season, but I haven't seen him in a while. He's been hibernating. He's been preparing his takes. He's been getting himself ready. Let's go to KO from Facebook, baby. What's up, Ko?
Hey, what's up, Paul? Good morning. How you doing?
Yeah, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been meaning to, join the show, but a
That's
lot
all
of
right.
times I'll be running behind that garbage truck. But
Oh yeah, sure.
my take for Monday is gonna really come down to us rallying around Christian McCaffrey, honestly, and containing the Debo Samuels. Look, the gadget guys.
Yeah, sure.
McCaffrey is a home run always, waiting to happen when he catches the ball, run the ball, anything. So we have to rally, we have to wrap up. And I think the first person to score actually for the first touchdown, I believe, will be Brees Hall.
Oh, there you go, baby.
I think this is going to be really a Brees Hall game. So come out to really like Brees Hall hitting these lanes, and and he got to make guys to miss. Guys like Warner, who's the best back in the game. Greenlaw too. I like Greenlaw too, but he's coming off for Achilles. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a real tough game. I can see it going 2017, come down to the last play of the game. It's a top 5 defense on both
Correct.
teams. So
Yes.
I can see it really being a real rugged game. We got to contain Bosa. That's a
Damn
must.
straight.
We have to contain Bosa. Got to contain Hargreaves. They have studs across the D line, just like us. We have studs.
Of course.
But I think it's going to be a real dominant game from Greenlaw and Quentin Williams. Look out for them too, wreaking havoc all game. All game.
Baby.
Yeah, like I really see it, and I'm glad we got Kenlaw because Kenlaw can really be a stud. He showed flashes, when he was with San Fran, and in his Robert Saleh defense, everybody excel. Everybody do their thing in this defense. You look at Quentin Jefferson who has 7 sacks. So
Right.
I can see I can see Kenlaw getting 10 sacks this year.
I love it.
I can see him and Quentin going, tiff for tat for who gonna get the most sacks. And you got to expect another great year out of Jermaine Johnson too.
For
keep
sure.
your eye on him. I want to see Will McDonald take another leap. I want to see him really, do his thing too. Because honestly, I was a big Bryce Huff guy. I was a big Bryce Huff guy. That's my guy. But I think watching the preseason, Will McDonald actually looks good playing the run. He look, we know we can do as a pass rusher. He's a technician with the spin move in his hands. So yeah, it's gonna be. I got butterflies just even thinking.
Yeah,
like, wow,
baby.
is here. Me and a lot of my coworkers, who are season ticket holders with the Jets.
That's awesome.
We antsy right now, but I saw a article about Ward following Garrett Wilson all across the field. If I'm not, it might be a bait. He might be just saying that to bait a sense of
Could
throwing
be.
into zone. But if that is the case, if he's following Garrett Wilson all over the field, I see Garrett Wilson shredding him all game.
Damn straight.
Honestly, I don't. Listen. He's good, but he's not that good to cover Garrett Wilson 1-on-1. I don't think they got that much faith in him because Garrett Wilson, in my opinion, could beat anybody in 1-on-1 coverage, especially
sure.
if Aaron Rodgers got the time and Aaron Rodgers, pinpoint the ball where he will only his guy can get it. Come on, Garrett Wilson's a stud. I can see Garrett Wilson being top 5 this year. He's a top 5 receiver.
Damn straight, I can too. Yeah,
hands down. We did with 3-4 different quarterbacks, and he was productive. So imagine now we got Rodgers, and look out for Xavier Gibson too. Look out for him in the spot. Look, I really want to see him blossom and really, really take a leap. Besides with special team, I think he can really be a steal for us too. And look out for our undrafted guys. I like the Leonard Taylor's,
sure,
McGregor,
Eric Watts, Brady McGregor,
Eric Watts, yeah. And Tack McKinley too.
I love Tack, man.
Me too, man. He the burst he brings off the edge is unbelievable, and we always hit on these undrafted guys.
Mm-hmm.
We always hit, but we got to keep them in house. Like Tony Adams. I see Tony Adams having a big year this year too. We got to look out for the matchup with him and Kittle. Quincy, we know even with Quincy again, guarding him 1-on-1. So, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking.
We're ready, baby. I know we have to wait a full another day. There's going to be NFL football all over the place, which I'm excited for. But I'm like, damn, okay, we got to wait till tomorrow.
I wish we to play, but honestly, looking at our schedule, I can see us going, 5-1.
Me too.
I can see that easily, and I'm definitely, the first home game, me and my coworkers, we will be in the building, and I'm ready to make some noise, and it's gonna come out of DJ Reed, whoever because I think they might put Sosa on IU. I know they
probably that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a matchup to really keep an eye on, and
Reed and Debo probably. Yeah.
Yeah, Reed and Debo because Debo's more the gadget guy. He's gonna be everywhere, slide everywhere. So I can see Reed follow him everywhere on the field, and let's go, man. Jets.
Well, KO, thanks for calling in, and I hope you're calling again throughout the season, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna get back because and I'm playing a father role. I got a baby on the way too. So
yeah, well, congratulations. That's amazing. Yeah. When's your baby due?
We were to do November 25th, but it looked like he might be coming at the end of October. So,
whoa. Okay. My son that is yet to be born, he is due for November 18th, but we may be having the baby at the same time. I'm not even kidding. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, how sweet it is. Definitely.
Yeah, damn straight, man. Thanks for the call, KO. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, likewise, brother. Take it easy.
All right, you too. And there's MFC. Great call by KO, baby. Damn straight. And KO last season, I know the chat is even way more active than it was even a year ago. KO called into a lot of the post-game shows last year, which, by the way, we'll be doing again. I will be with KO the same thing. I'll be at Jets Patriots, the home opener. It's going to be awesome. We'll have a tailgate party. Hopefully everybody can come check us out. I'll be with Nick Shine. And it's going to be awesome. So, yeah, KO called into a lot of the post-game shows last year, so you guys can as well. It'll be 2 hours after every final whistle, baby. Well, John, go enjoy your tea time, buddy. Go enjoy some golf. Go enjoy whatever you're going to be doing today. But football is back, baby. It's awesome that it's back, and I can't wait. I can't wait for football today. Guys, enjoy the football Sunday. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, and spread the gospel. Again, at closing time, we're 28 members away for Terrence getting his emoji. Shout out to, once again, as we're signing off here, let's shout out to the 2 emojis we unlocked this week. Philium, FL Phil 98, and Imamji. All coming in. Shout out to both of those individuals. And we will see you guys later tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily with James Woody for a game day edition. It's long overdue, baby. We'll see you guys then. Take care.